Hey everybody, good morning and happy Friday. Thank goodness it's the end of the week, right? I'm Top Media Director Steve Brogan, and this is Tyngsborough TV Live's Friday wrap-up, where I give you usually an interview or something along those lines, but I don't have any guests this afternoon, so this might be a slightly abbreviated episode. But I do have some interesting news and information to get out to you, so you can kind of get prepped for the weekend and for the week coming up. So definitely stick around for that. As always, don't forget, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to chime in and ask questions. If you want to there, you can also send messages through Facebook. That works as well. But you can watch it on those two platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Facebook's done some interesting changes in the last couple days, so it's made getting that information out a little bit different. But otherwise, you should hopefully still be seeing this. And you can also watch this on Comcast 8 and Verizon 29 and at tyngsboroughma.gov on our live video on demand and streaming service. So where you can also, I might add, get all of the past meetings and stuff here from Tyngsborough Town Government. So if you're ever wondering what was happening at a meeting and you want to catch up and see what's been going on, you can watch all those past programs. You can also watch live, which, like I just mentioned, you can watch this live through that, but that's also a pretty cool option if you are, say, out of town, but you want to follow along with what's been going on in the meetings and you want to watch it live. You can do that as well, so you can just go to our website and watch them there. We don't do the live meetings on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. That's just an extra level of complexity that's not necessarily at this point, but we will do it at some point, probably. So anyways, yeah, so going on today, I figured I'd start right off with the weather. We've got, basically, as you know, if you've been outside, it's rainy, crappy, and raw out there. So that's supposed to continue for most of the rest of the day. And then apparently it's supposed to get really windy tonight, with winds upwards of 37 miles an hour. However they come up with that number, I'm not sure, because it's oddly specific. But anyways, yeah, so the potential high winds tonight, nothing crazy, but, you know, watch for down branches and things like that. With all the rain that we've had, that might soften the ground. So I guess there's a potential for maybe trees to fall, that kind of stuff, where the ground is already really soft because we've had so much freeze and thaw and then rain. Good times. But yeah, so it's going to be that. And then it's just going to get wicked cold again, just like last week. It's just going to be pretty frigid, lows in the teens, highs in the, you know, upper 20s, low 30s. But then basically that's about it. So pretty much back to weather, even though we had like 60 degrees a couple days ago. So that's what we've got so far. So that's the weather. It's New England. If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes. I should also mention that this show is brought to you by, not specifically this company, but people who make caffeinated beverages that are hot. Thank you very much for all the work that you do, because hot caffeinated beverages on a day like today is always welcome. And I mean, that's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's cold. It's that cold in here. So anyways, moving on. What is going on this week, or what has happened this week? Well, there was a number of meetings. I didn't do the news this Monday. I was out. I had a family obligation I had to take care of, so I ended up not being here for the news. But some interesting stuff's come out in the last week anyways, that I figured I would let you know about, as well as a number of events and things that are happening. I guess I'll start off with this. So the Middlesex Conservation District, and I'll bring this up on my computer so you can take a look. Middlesex Conservation District is doing a spring plant sale, which is really cool. There are tons of really great things you can buy on here. You can pre-buy them. The prices are really good from what I can tell. So that's pretty cool if you're into gardening, or if you have any plans for your spring garden. And they have everything from, like, you know, small plants up to trees and shrubs and stuff. So there's quite a selection here. If you go to spring plant sale on their website, so their website is middlesexconservation.org. Which you should be seeing now. Yep, you can see it up there at the top of the screen there. But they have a list of all kinds of stuff you can get. Like I said, shrubs and trees down to annuals, perennials, ground cover, fruit, all kinds of stuff. Just lots of stuff. So that's really cool, and you can check out their list. And if you want to order stuff, you can go through their list here, and it has all the instructions on how to do that, and it has pricing. Lots of good stuff, lots of really good stuff. So like I said, if you're into gardening, that's a cool thing to check out. Also, I wanted to go over to the Tyngsborough Parents page. There was this posted just the other day on the Tyngsborough Parents page. Thursday, February 14th, is the college fair over at Tyngsborough High School. So if you have a student in your family who's looking into college, now's the time to do it, so they can check out this college fair, and that should be pretty good. Pretty interesting for folks who are preparing for college, that is, getting ready to go to college. There's also some PTO stuff. They're doing a family bingo night. This stuff's on Facebook, so if you want to check it out, feel free to go jump on there. It's on the Tyngsborough Parents page. There's actually quite a few good things that interesting things I should say that that do pop up from time to time. So if you're not already in that group, that's a good group to be in if you're a parent in Tyngsborough. Otherwise, there's the Tyngsborough Talk page and also the Tyngsborough Citizens page too that are both all pretty active. So. So yeah, that's a good place to find out some just basic information, ask questions. If you're new to town, good place to ask some questions and things. It's definitely very helpful. That's one thing I've noticed when folks move into new towns, the first thing they're looking for, they want to ask questions. They want to talk to residents who live there about, whatever specific topics, whether it be schooling or, things to do, parks and so on and so forth. A lot of these Facebook groups and Yahoo groups is a good Yahoo group here in town as well. And obviously you can call town hall too, talk to the rec department, places like that. But there's a lot of really good information that gets put out. And again, you can ask questions. That's the nice thing about social media these days is you can ask all kinds of questions and get usually a lot of answers. Some you may like, some you might not like. But, you can get answers to questions, which is always nice. So that's pretty cool. Also coming up, I don't have an electronic version of this, but March 23rd is this benefit called A Night on the Edge. It's actually an Alzheimer's benefit that is that happens. She does this every year. It's a really nice little event. They play music, and basically the ticket sales go towards the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. It's at, I said, March 23rd, and it's 7 p.m. at the Chelmsford Elks Hall. And if you want to get more info, I'll see if I can show this on camera. Michelle Canning, that's going to be really small, sorry guys, I'll put it in the description, michellecanning.net, and you can find out more information about that. So that's an Alzheimer's benefit, which will be to benefit Alzheimer's, obviously, but it's really cool. She usually sends me a promo video. There'll be one of those at some point, but they basically just play a bunch of cover songs and sing and stuff like that, and all the money goes towards the Alzheimer's Foundation, so that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice thing. Also, while I'm on the subject of performances, I wanted to talk about, so in town we've got Tyngsborough Middle School has a theater program, and Tyngsborough High School has a theater program where they put on a ton of plays. I'm actually quite surprised at how many plays and the quality and caliber of stuff that they put on at the middle school and high school for plays. If you're ever wondering what's coming up and you want to check out those shows, buy tickets, donate to support the Tyngsborough Theater departments if you'd like to do that. You can check out the website. It is FOTtheater.org. So FOTTHEATER.org. There you go. And you can check out plays that are coming up and stuff. It's a nice organization that obviously supports the theater groups here in town. They're usually at the events. It's awesome. They really do put on some great shows. Young Frankenstein, they did the Once on This Island just last week. I actually even have a flyer for it. There you go, Once on This Island. That was the last one that the Tyngsborough Middle School did. Tyngsborough High School's got some coming up in, I think it was April or May, another play coming up. They've just done a bunch of really cool programs, really cool plays and stuff, and they're all local for the most part. They perform them locally, some at the high school, some at the Old Town Hall. So if you're ever looking for something to do, some place to go for a night, you want to take your wife out on a date because you got kids and you haven't been out in ages like me, theater program is pretty nice. And the ones that they do at Old Town Hall, not always, but the ones that I've seen anyways, there's usually a dinner component with it, so it's dinner theater, which is always nice. So you can buy your tickets, and that gives you dinner and gives you a show, and they're good. They really are. The shows are really good. I've got some playing now. I know we have Old Frankenstein playing. We have She Loves Me, Young Frankenstein, excuse me, not Old Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein. She Loves Me, the play She Loves Me, and there's one other, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we've got a few of them playing here on Tyngsborough TV, so you can watch them there. Some of them, obviously, we run into like copyright issues because the music and stuff is copywritten, so you can't rebroadcast some of this stuff, but we do find ways to show some of it anyways. So if you ever want to check those things out, those are always fun. But yeah, there's tons of really great programs. So if you're ever interested, check them out, FOTtheater.org. And you can find out what shows are coming up. You can always go on to the Tyngsborough High School and Tyngsborough Middle School websites and go to the theater departments that way too, and check out what they have going on. Lots of great photos and stuff. They have a good photography company that comes out and takes pictures, and it's really cool. So anyways, if you're looking for something good to do, that's always fun. Check out the theater programs, FOTtheater.org, and you can see what's coming up. And maybe go check out a play. So always fun. Also, on a sort of a side note, actually no, I'll save that one. I'll get to that one in the end. Also wanted to mention too. So cyclical inspections, if you remember that, if you're new to town, or you've never owned a home before, if you own a home in Tyngsborough, they are doing their cyclical inspections. And what that means is this is through the assessor's office. They do this every year. It's cyclical. It's a tough word. Cyclical inspections. There we go. They do this every year. So they go out to homes and they do what's called re-inspections. So they're basically looking to make sure that you're paying the correct tax amount. So, they're looking for improvements or depreciation potentially too. So if things are less than what they were the last time they looked, you could actually pay less in taxes. However, basically they're just making sure that they have everything accurate in terms of what they're charging people on their tax bills. So there are folks who are going around neighborhoods. The list has been published on the website. If you want to go look at the streets that are actually getting covered for this part of the cyclical inspections, but they will be coming out. They'll have ID badges. They'll be knocking on your door basically and asking to walk around your property and also asking to take a look at the inside. They take a couple of notes. It's nothing super invasive. So, I know sometimes people freak out about it a little bit. Like nobody really likes a stranger coming in their house. But that said, they are completely vetted and it's for for this specific purpose of and through the assessor's office. So it's not some random person walking up trying to walk through your house. But that is going on. So just be advised that that's happening. If you do have somebody show up at your house, you don't have to let them in necessarily. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing to let them in. It probably would be a little easier just to let them do their thing and then be on their way. But that said, those people will be out and about in the neighborhood. So just keep an eye out for that. And they also are registered through the police department. So if you call the police, they'll know what's going on. And who's out there and where they are and so on and so forth, because they let everybody know before they actually hit the neighborhoods, hit the streets. So, so cyclical inspections are going on. So just keep that in the back of your mind because that is happening. And if you have any questions on that one, you can either call the assessor's office here at Town Hall or just go to the website. In fact, I'll bring you to the website really quickly just to show you because it's right on the home page. So there you go, right on the news section. Property re-inspections, they're calling it right there, so you can get all the information you want to right there and look at there's the list of streets and a little bit of information just about the cyclical inspections. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to check that out, tyngsboroughma.gov. We put, obviously everything goes on the website, and the majority of what I tell you, or at least a good portion of it, comes from the website, or websites from different departments, the library, the fire, the police, and so on. In the town. So there's that going on. While I'm looking at it, there's some interesting stuff on collector's office tax title, notice of tax taking. Those are always interesting. Some folks like to really read into those, almost like the police logs. Those are always fun. And there's a job posting at the library too. So if you know anybody looking for a job, that is another one. I believe the sewer department tech job is still open too. I'm not 100% on that one, but I think they're still accepting applications. So if you're interested in either of those jobs, submit your resume and you can potentially get a job working for the town. So pretty cool place to work, I think. I definitely enjoy it. Okay, so also, while I'm here, I'll mention this. So on the website also is on the front page there is the town calendar, which shows you all the meetings coming up. So if you're ever wondering what meetings are happening, when they're happening, and so on and so forth, just go to our website. The calendar's right on the front. You can click on the See All Events button, and it'll take you directly to the calendar so you can look at everything. There's a bunch of stuff coming up next week. I'll get into that on the news on Monday, but there is quite a few things coming up next week. The new Commission on Disabilities is meeting. That's an interesting high point that I'll mention. So that's happening as well. But and also if you're a Gmail user, I'm not sure. I keep forgetting to check out if you can add this to other types of calendars like Yahoo or whatever. But if you're a Gmail calendar user, you can click on that little plus button right there that my cursor's on, pointer's on, and that will actually add that to your personal Gmail calendar. And just like any other calendar in your calendar, you can toggle them on and off so you don't have to always see it. But if you want to follow along with what's happening in town government, that is definitely a helpful little piece of information. Just to keep up with what's going on. So, all right. So I'm getting through my list pretty quick here. This will be probably a pretty short Friday wrap-up. This won't be the usual hour-long episode. On that note, really quickly, I want to mention that I've got a bunch of really great interviews coming up. So obviously the chief will be back. Chief Howe will be back next week. But then I've got Michael Flanagan, our school superintendent. I've got Danielle Maccheroni coming on. I've got Lauren Wokel, who is our assessor. She'll be coming on. I'm sure we'll be talking about the cyclical inspections, among other things. So I've got some great interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I always appreciate the shares and the likes and comments and stuff. That really helps to get this stuff out through Facebook. And I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, but Facebook made some changes to their API, which is basically what controls their video stuff, live video and so on. So that's why the sharing was a little different today. I had to do it through my own account, which I've done before, but yeah, I had to make a couple small changes just to make it all work. So it's always fun. Thank you, Facebook. It does make it easier, though. Facebook is kind of nice. I mentioned that. So the Winslow reunion, I don't have the date off the top of my head. I apologize. I forgot to write it down. But the Winslow reunion is coming up. They've been doing a number of picture days where they want to get everybody's old photos, school photos, and whatever you have, photographs from, pertaining to the Winslow School. So go to their Facebook page, search Winslow. I think it's Tyngsborough Historical Society, actually. Excuse me. Tyngsborough Historical Society, and they're the ones doing the whole, coordinating the whole Winslow reunion. So if you want to go on their Facebook page, you can check that out. Otherwise, you can talk to Ashley Makovich. She's been collecting photos and working to get all this stuff together. Yeah, so if you went to the Winslow School, if you're one of the people that lives in town that went there, they're looking for any photos that you have. And they're also, like I said, they're having the reunion. I don't have the date off the top of my head. I'll get it for the next broadcast. I can't remember. It's too many dates. But yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. I think it's... I'm not going to say anything because I don't remember the exact day. I don't want to tell you the wrong one and then everybody gets mad at me. So anyways, also dog licenses. Now's the time to do it. You have until March 1st to do your dog license. Otherwise, you'll pay an additional $25. So if you want to save yourself $25 and you do actually register your dog, that's the way to go. Definitely get it in before March 1st. It's only $7 or $11, depending on whether or not they're neutered or non-neutered. So 7 for neutered, 11 for non-neutered. And this is just to make sure that people have their rabies vaccines, really. So you have to bring that with you. And I think a proof of address, maybe. Something like that. Your driver's license probably works. I forget on that one. But yeah, so you have until March 1st to get that and not have to pay that additional $25 on the... on your dog license. Let's see. Boy, we're covering all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'll bring this one up. This is just happened up the road. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate thing, but it lends to always being alert in no matter where you are in your surroundings, being alert in your surroundings. So this was an assault that happened in the garage over at Pheasant Lane Mall. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's so close, and I'm sure a lot of you, like me, frequent the mall and just that area in general. So this guy apparently was in the parking garage waiting and ran up and grabbed this woman. I don't know that they've caught him just yet. I have not seen any updates to this that they have. They know who the suspect is. They have plenty of pictures and video of the guy. If you want to check it out, it's on the National Patch website. You can search. I just searched man assaults woman in mall garage, and it'll come right up, and you can read the whole story. But I talked about this, I think that was 2 weeks ago. Just, being prepared for weird things like this. You never know what's going to happen. Weird people come up to you and, it could be nothing. It could be nefarious. You just never know. But, yeah, this happened over at the Pheasant Lane Mall. So, obviously, the police, local, I'm sure Tyngsborough Police and National Police are both looking into it to see if they can find the guy. So just be careful, basically. It happens all the time. Definitely watch out. And if you're ever in question, definitely get 911 on the line, and that can at least help to remediate the situation and maybe get the police out there more quickly. Even if you think something's off. Our dispatchers, I think one of them is watching right now, are awesome. They're very good. They know how to handle these kind of situations. So yeah, get them on the line and make yourself safe, because nobody wants to get assaulted in a parking garage, and who knows what else could happen. We won't go into that. But anyways, yeah, that can happen around here. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. There's not a ton happening. Well, rather not a ton else for me to talk about. There's always stuff happening. There's not just, I don't have that that long of a list. Let me see if I missed anything here. I mentioned the plant sale. That's really cool. Again, don't forget to check that one out. The big plant sale that the Middlesex Conservation is doing. Like I said, lots of really cool stuff. If you're a gardener and you're into all that stuff, the prices looked really good from what I looked through. In fact, I'm probably going to put an order in myself to get a few things. I'd like to get some shrubs and trees and some other perennial fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. I love that stuff. So very cool to have that available to us. They're also running the rain barrel program. I can't talk today. I think I should have more coffee, or maybe less coffee. I don't know. What do you think? Excuse me. The rain barrel program, that's happening again. So that's usually through the conservation department here at Town Hall, Danielle Maccheroni, and you can get, I think it was like $55 or something, somewhere in that neighborhood, for a rain barrel that has the spigot and all this stuff and all the attachments. So really cool. Again, if you're a gardener, it's very handy actually. You can hook it right up to your downspout, or you can run a downspout to wherever the barrel you want to put the barrel. And then use that water to water your garden. It's good backup water. You know, when it's really dry out, you can hit your plants with that. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So very handy. So the Rainbow program, the plant program is really cool. We've got the Alzheimer's Foundation, or rather the Benefit for Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America, done by Michelle Canning. So again, that was michellecanning.net. I'll put all the information in the description too after I finish this video up. But there's lots of really good stuff coming on. Don't forget the Tyngsborough Theater. There's lots of really good plays that they have. Tons of plays. They do, I want to say it's once every like 3 to 4 months they put on another play. So a couple times per school year, basically. And these are good caliber plays. These aren't like, you know, just random off the, random offbeat plays like the, they did Young Frankenstein, and that's the Mel Brooks play. Like, it's not, you know, it's not some rewrite or something. It's like literally the Mel Brooks version. Like, it's really good. You know, they do some really, really good stuff. So definitely check them out. And don't forget the dinner theater stuff. Those are always really cool. Yeah, that's about it. Weather, crummy. It's going to be lousy for the next day, and then it's going to get cold. So stay inside, make some soup maybe. Good day for stew. Yeah, be a good beef stew day, or chicken stew, or whatever your flavor is. Also, like I said before, cyclical inspection. Oh man, I can't do that word today. Cyclical inspections are still happening. So that's through the assessor's office. It's people who walk around and they knock on your door and they ask to inspect your property and your home. Again, you don't have to let them in. It's advised that you do, because you could actually be paying more than you should be. You know, it's really not a big deal, I think. But anyways, that's up to you entirely to decide. But those are happening. So if somebody does go around your neighborhood and they're knocking on doors and they're looking at properties and things like that, that's what they're for. But again, any questions, call Tyngsborough Police. You can call them right on the business line. You don't have to 911 that unless it's something bad. But you can call the police business line, get information that they're the ones that are out there doing whatever it is they're doing. They're looking at stuff, basically just evaluating the property. I'll get you the business line real quick. I don't remember this one off the top of my head, but it is 978-649-7504. That's the TPD business line. So again, any questions, call them. It's a good one to have stored in your phone right next to 911. You can, if you have a non-emergency, you can call the business line and get through and not have to tie up a 911 line, though it does go to the same people technically, so I guess, but it's not an emergency, or not necessarily an emergency, so call the business line. That's a good one to do. Otherwise, folks, I'm tapped out. I don't have much else. I'll be back on Monday with the news, just for what's coming up in the week. Man, I'm trying to think. I don't have a whole lot else. I guess I'll just mention again that, you know, don't forget, if you want to watch any of these broadcasts post, you can watch them on Facebook or YouTube. If you want to watch them there, you can also watch them on our TyngsboroughMA.gov on our live video on demand and streaming service. You can watch all of our past meetings and this program and other stuff that's going on. I'm always looking for folks to help produce things. So if you're a concerned resident and you have some type of story to tell, then I would love to hear from you. If you're a business, I'd also love to hear from you guys as well, as part of the Tyngsborough Tuesdays. I'm also looking for folks who are interested in doing citizen journalism. So I'm not talking about running around chasing ambulances or doing anything crazy like that, but if you see something on your street, or if you're at a park, or rather a field, and some big game happens, or a home run, or you happen to be recording that kind of stuff, send it in. Email it in to me, sbrogan@tyngsboroughma.gov, or you can send it in through Facebook. There's lots of ways to get that stuff to me. So if you ever have anything interesting like that, I would love to see that stuff, and I'd love to be able to share that stuff with the rest of the community. There's lots of really cool things that happen in town. It's maybe a small town. In fact, it may be the smallest town amongst all the other towns, but there's still lots of really cool stuff that happens here. I mean, you have, you know, theater programs and sports programs and just all kinds of stuff. There's lots that happen in town, and then you obviously have fires and accidents and those fun things too. You know, those are always good for the looky-loos. But yeah, lots of really cool stuff happens. So definitely share it. If you take a picture or you snap or you take some video or whatever the case may be, feel free to share it with us. With me, and I will share it with the rest of the community so everybody can see it. So it's always fun. So citizen journalists, anybody who's interested, I'll take whatever and whoever would be willing to send me stuff. So always happy to check that stuff out. And also other information as well. If you have events coming up, you know, plays or, you know, fundraisers or whatever, Send that stuff along to me as well. I get stuff from some of the church groups. In fact, something I'll be posting later today or Monday. We get lots of stuff like that. So feel free to send that stuff in as well if you want to let the community know about it and raise awareness for whatever the subject is. So always helpful stuff. Anyways, folks, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you stay warm. It's going to be cold, like I said. And, just enjoy it. Do the best you can. Maybe stay inside and do some housework or something, whatever. Find some good indoor or maybe just wear some heavy coats if you want to go outside because it's going to be pretty chilly. But otherwise, that's New England. That's the way it is. It's the wintertime. It'll warm up in the spring, and then we'll get summer, and all will be well again. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That really helps get this information out through the social platforms, but also watch on our TV channel and through our live video on demand and streaming. Any questions, sbrogan@tyngsboroughma.gov, or you can send them through Facebook. You can even call me here at Town Hall if you want to do that. So whatever works best for you. Have a great weekend. Take it easy. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.